At Christmas, my sister said, "You'll babysit the kids while we travel." I said no, and my family gave me hell. The next morning, they showed up with the kids and suitcases, but found only a note. I'm 30, work as a freelance accountant from home, and apparently that makes me the family's free childcare service. My sisters Sarah and Emma, both married with kids, have spent years dumping their children on me every weekend while they go out and have fun. It's just for the weekend, they'd say. The kids love spending time with their aunt, sure, but my tiny one-bedroom apartment isn't built for 3 kids under 10. I'd end up sleeping on an air mattress in my office while they took over my bedroom, screaming and demanding attention while I tried to work. The real problem was how they viewed my work. "I don't understand this computer nonsense," Dad told me last month. "A real worker goes to the office at 8 a.m. and comes home at 6 p.m. To them, working from home meant I was available 24/7 for whatever they needed. When I was 16 and got my first job, Mom demanded I give half my minimum wage paycheck to help with Sarah's wedding expenses. I was funding my 23-year-old sister's wedding while working part-time at a store. This Christmas, I had finally made plans for myself. My friends and I had booked a week at a ski resort in the mountains, something I'd been looking forward to for months. I'd worked extra hours to clear my schedule, bought new gear, and for once felt excited about doing something just for me. Christmas Eve dinner at my parents' house started normally. I waited for the right moment to mention my ski trip. "I have some news about my holiday plans," I began. That's when Sarah looked up from her phone with a huge smile. "Oh, that's perfect timing," she said loudly. "I was just about to tell you, we're all flying to Hawaii tomorrow morning." My stomach dropped. Everyone started smiling and nodding. They all knew. Everyone except me. Me, Tom, Emma, David, Mom, and Dad. "We're all going for a week," Sarah continued. "The flights are booked. The hotel is paid for. What about the kids?" I heard myself asking. Sarah waved her hand dismissively. "Oh, we're dropping them off at your place tomorrow morning before we head to the airport. You don't mind, right? It's just for a week. Just for a week. A week of 3 kids in my tiny apartment while I was supposed to be skiing with my friends. You didn't ask me," I said. "You didn't ask if I could watch them or if I'm even available." Sarah laughed. "Come on, Nina. You're always available. You work from home." Those words hit me like a slap. Always available. Because my life, my work, my plans, none of it mattered to them. "No," I said. The silence was deafening. "What do you mean no?" Mom asked. "I mean no. I'm not available to babysit next week. I have plans." "What plans?" Dad demanded. "You never go anywhere." "I have my own plans for the holidays," I repeated firmly. "Plans that don't involve babysitting." Sarah slammed her hand on the table. "This is unbelievable. Do you realize you could ruin our entire vacation? We can't just cancel everything now." "Why not?" I asked. "You made all these plans without talking to me first. Why is it my responsibility to fix your mistake?" "Because you're family," Mom snapped. "Family helps each other. When has this family ever helped me? When I needed help moving, when I was stressed about my business, they were all too busy with their own lives." The argument escalated quickly. Emma started crying. Dad called me selfish. Sarah accused me of ruining Christmas. "It doesn't matter what my plans are," I said, standing up. "The point is that I have them, and you didn't bother to ask. If you walk out that door," Mom called as I headed for the exit, "don't expect us to welcome you back." "Good," I said, "because I'm tired of being welcomed only when you need something." The next morning, I left early for my ski trip, but before I went, I wrote a note and taped it to my apartment door. "I told you I wasn't available to babysit this week. I'm at a ski resort with my friends until Sunday. I'm tired of being your reliable babysitter whenever you need it. From today forward, I'm cutting off all contact with this family." When my family showed up with the kids and suitcases that morning, expecting to dump them off as planned, they found only that note. By the time I turned my phone back on at the resort, I had 53 missed calls and dozens of furious messages. They'd brought the kids to my apartment anyway, even after I'd said no. Even after I walked out, they still thought I was bluffing. My parents had to cancel their Hawaii trip to babysit their own grandchildren. The ski trip was the best vacation I'd ever had. For the first time in years, I experienced complete peace.